Hello everybody, Josh12 back here again with another video, and I'm here to give you my official Who Would Win Battles Wave 2 finale. Yes, it's finally here. I've done awesome battles from various awesome requests from you YouTubers who are listening at home on your computers. It's been fucking awesome, I can't deny it. I mean, like, I never really felt like something like this would be, I guess, anything more than just mediocre timing, because at the end of the day, versus matches isn't really the most original YouTube, I guess, segment to do, but, you know, especially if you're not like a really big animator or like director who's like actually having people and actors do the actual battles. However, there's been a lot of freaking people who love debating and speculating on matches, versus battles, whatever you want to call them, and it's fun. I actually find some kind of form of fun in this segment, which is why I've been doing a ton rather, as of right now. But I'm officially done with Wave 2. It's been a fun ride doing all these battles. A lot of stuff in Wave 2 was definitely a lot of fun to do. I really think it was superior in comparison to Wave 1 in terms of like how speculating and debatable each fight was. I mean, I think in Wave 1, there was a lot of easies. And what I mean by that is that there was a lot of battles that were kind of easy to call. However, in Wave 2, there was a lot of battles that I had no idea who could really win. I don't know. I like majority of the characters that were picked, and majority of them were very on par with each other. So it was very difficult to do that. However, as teased in my last Who Would Win battle, which of course if you've not seen, it's a battle between Deathstroke and Spider-Man, and if you want to see that speculation, go check it out. There'll be more than likely a link at the end of this video, so you can go over and check out that video, or you can just go to my channel and check it out. Regardless of that, I did tease that this is going to be a teams versus match. Of course, it's Team Goku, which consists of Son Goku and his wife Chi-Chi, versus Team Ryu, which consists of Ryu, and Chun-Li going in battle against Goku's team. And I got a specific request from a YouTuber who requested the idea of team battles, and I really like the idea of that. I like the idea of like having various characters battling each other instead of just having to make one specific video for every single character. It's kind of just taking out a couple birds with just one stone. I like doing that sometimes. However, I did state in my last video that I may not be doing Wave 3 immediately. However, when Wave 3 does eventually come, if there's any requests for whoever's listening to this video, any requests for team battles on my segment on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, try to be very creative with the teams you pick out, especially characters that can really team up together to fight other team characters. You know, I think it'll be just really unnecessary if you just have like a villain and a hero team up to fight another villain and hero. That would just be kind of just really weird and unnecessary. And also characters that are very contained into a specific team. I think like 4 characters max is possibly the best I can do. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if it's just like the Avengers teams up with, you know, X-Men versus Justice League teamed up with Teen Titans. Like, I feel like that would just be way too much to really talk about and really freaking long. And I don't want to make like 2-parters or maybe even 3-parters to how these characters could ever beat each other in a fight, because there's just so much. So with all that said, please, in the comment section below, if you have any requests for team battles, please keep in mind to keep them very original and to not have various characters in one team. You know, I think like 2 to 4 max is the best I can do for every specific team. But that being said, let's get into this finale. Goku, Chi-Chi versus Ryu, Chun-Li. Very awesome. Now, of course, I've already touched upon Chi-Chi and Chun-Li. It was actually a battle in Wave 1, if I'm not mistaken. And in that battle, I stated, and I still believe, that Chun-Li would beat Chi-Chi in a fight. I said that was the main winner, that was the main event winner. Chun-Li beat Chi-Chi. However, both of these awesome ladies have come back with their men to fucking battle it out. And for me personally, I never found an interest in Goku versus Ryu. I think it's been more of an interest of other kind of people out there, but I never really figured it out. I just don't see it. But a lot of people like the idea of Goku versus Ryu. I don't know why, but anyways, that being said, let's just get right into it. I'm going to start off with Chi-Chi and Chun-Li, and then work my way up to Ryu and Goku. Seeing as how I've already touched upon Chi-Chi and Chun-Li's powers and abilities in the past, I'm just going to do a quick, let's just go right through them. Obviously, majority of her powers and abilities are based in these specific video games. However, seeing as how Chi-Chi is not really much of an actual fighter in the show, I'm just going to include the powers and abilities and techniques of the video games in and of itself. But that being said, Chi-Chi is a martial artist. She also has specific powers and techniques, specifically abilities that she specifically uses in the video games, kind of similar like Blazing Aura, which is this very weird Kaioken-like aura, which is mostly filler. It's a filler kind of thing, so you don't really know if she can use Ki to the certain extent as other DBZ characters. However, she also has other things like Power Slugger, Stay Away From Me technique, which is this specific ability. When she was a child, she had a helmet and a blade attached to it, which she can use to specifically shoot out energy blasts, and she can also use the blade, which was gigantic, as almost like a boomerang. But moving off of that, she also has other ability techniques, Enraged Assault, Boom, Brussel, Maiden's Will, Maiden's Excitement, and No Forgiveness, and of course, she uses various weapons and objects in fights like swords, weapons, guns, machine guns, torpedoes. Chi-Chi uses the power pole to an extent, and the Bancho fan also to a certain extent in the video games. And also as a kid, once again, as I mentioned, she has a helmet which shoots out an energy blast, laser beam, right from the center, and also has a boomerang-like blade attached to it. But moving off of that, and getting into Chun-Li's amazing powers and abilities, which aren't really even that amazing, considering the fact that she's a video game character, and video game play characters have very standard multiple attacks, but Chun-Li goes even beyond that, where her attacks are specifically just signature moves, and all of them are kick-based. But that being said, she has various techniques that I cannot even pronounce, like Harukarutsi Yaku, which is an ability to throw multiple kicks. She also has a spinning bird kick attacks, Tatsumiki Senpaiyaku, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which I know I'm not, by any stretch of the imagination, but also Tensho Kaiyaku, which is another kick-based attack. I always find it kind of pointless talking about her for some reason. I did it already once. Why do I have to do it again? Her attacks are all kick-based. They're kick-based attacks. Super attacks, super combo attacks. Other, just variations on Haikuritsu Kaiyaku, which is just various extensions of fireball attacks and kicking attacks. And then she has various other kind of alpha versions and, combo versions and super versions of just these simple attacks. And also hyper combos like Shiki-Si Senku Kaiku, which is freaking powerful kicks, once again. I know I sound like I'm trashing this character, but I just find it kind of weird where it's just like there's these ridiculous titles to her attacks, yet they're all just kick-based attacks. Doesn't that annoy anybody? I'm just saying. I need to stop doing video game characters for some reason. I just feel always ridiculous. Hence, but then again, I don't feel ridiculous doing anime characters. I guess it's just the enigma that is me. But moving off of that, and getting to Ryu's powers and abilities and fighting style. Ryu's fighting style is generally referred to as a Shotokan. However, it's completely the polar opposite of the real-life martial art Shotokan, so don't really think of that kind of based attack or martial arts as like an actual martial arts fighting style that Ryu uses. It's a complete difference. There are similarities, but overall it's a different kind of thing. Also, his take on style focuses on, you know, very powerful strikes. He's a striker. He also has the trademark Hadoken, which is just a powerful fireball attack and striking attack that he uses. And he also has variations on the Hadoken, which are just more powerful comboed versions and variations in video games in the Capcom series that Ryu has used in the past, which is his principal fighting style and attack. But of course he has variations on the Hadoken, which are words that I cannot pronounce, but I'm going to do it anyways just for the sake of the argument, which is Hadoken Shakun Itsu, Denshin, Shinku, Mitsu, Hado no Kami, Ren, Baku, and Shin. They're just variations on Hadoken, so essentially just in various video games and firing attacks that Ryu's in the Capcom Street Fighter series. These are just variations on the Hadoken, but generally the Hadoken is his main form of attack and power. But also in crossovers he has Sanku and Shinku in various attacks. He also has a various transformation that is called Evil Ryu, which is just a violent version of himself, which I don't really think will be real major factor in this battle, mostly due to the fact that I think when a specific person requests a fight, I think it's better to be more specific on the version that you're going with. However, I don't really find it necessary to bring in Evil Ryu, but I just wanted to mention it real quick because I know a lot of people may include him in your various kind of speculations. But that being said, he won't really be a major factor in this battle. But moving off of that, Ryu also has various other techniques like the Hurricane Kick, the Tatsumaki, the Dragon Punch. He also has various other striking powers and fireball abilities. And he has also a tactic known as the Hodono Kami, which I mentioned before, which is a false Hadoken stance designed for fooling his opponents. He also uses and replaces the Tatsumaki with flying kick attacks, which have been very successful in countering his opponents. He also has various other special attacks that take on electrical properties. He also has a mighty combo called the Ripu Genrai Shu, which is a multi-hitting punch combo that ends up with a Shotokin. Also, he has multiple other kind of super combos and are very powerful versions of his normal moves. His trademark Shinku Hadoken, a 5-hit Hadoken, various variations, super close range, high powered uppercuts, which is what the Shin Shotokin is. Also, various multi-hitting kicks, the Denshin Hadoken super art, ball of pure energy, which can be charged to deal more damage to his opponents. Also, a very unique ability that's been in also crossover video games, where he's able to change his fighting style and essentially gains the ability to temporarily enhance his fighting power through hyper combos. But that's pretty much it for Ryu's powers and abilities. I know it was kind of like a real quick and like what the hell kind of a rundown, but to be honest, I'm not the biggest Street Fighter fan, and majority of the words for every single technique and fighting style that these characters have in the Street Fighter universe have very long, remember, keep that in mind, ununderstandable words that I cannot pronounce. But moving off of that, let's get into my personal favorite character here, Son Goku. Son Goku has been a very requested character to be in my Who to Win battles, and he's finally here. What better way to show him up than in the freaking finale of Wave 2? But moving off of that, let's just get into a brief rundown to Goku's powers and abilities. Of course, Goku has the Ki Blast, which is a basic form of energy wave based attacks. He also has various other abilities and techniques, which I'll get into right now, like Invisible Eye Blast, Destructo Disc, the Kamehameha, and variations on the Kamehameha, like a Bending Kamehameha, a Super, a Kaioken, a Double, an Angry, a Flying, an Instant Transmission Kamehameha, and a 10 times and God Kamehameha, a Continuous Kamehameha, Solar Flare, Energy Waves, Aura Blast, Energy Spirit Balls, the Spirit Bomb, a Universal Spirit Bomb, Suspended Blast. He also has martial art techniques like the Dragon Throw, Full Nelson, Hashukin, Crazy Fist, Rock, Scissors, and Paper, Tornado, 1-inch punch, Sword Breaker, Crow Kick. Also, he has various other kind of techniques like Flight, After Image technique, and if you want to know what that technically means, it's the essential technique where Goku is moving so extremely fast and such a high speed limit that his body actually leaves as an after image, a mirage, so his opponents can attack, but completely realize that they just hit nothing. Essentially, if you remember, if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, if you've seen the Goku Cell fight, and you see that Cell punches Goku, but he pretty much hits nothing, that's essentially what the after image technique is, but also he has other techniques like the Instant Transmission, Kaioken, which is a form of ki where it multiplies his power level, strength, and speed and senses to 20 times his normal power, which is essentially the highest level that his attack can take him, which is 20 times over. Mid-air stop. He also has various tail attacks, but seeing as how the adult Goku that I'm personally using does not have a tail, I will not be including him or those specific attacks. Also, he has the Backbreaker, Back Fist, Sanku Fist, Dragon Fist, which is a very popular attack, the Super Dragon Fist, and just variations like that. Also, some other attacks that are specifically seen in the video games, which I'll not be including. If you want to include the video game attacks as well, you could as well. The Fusion Dance. Also the Batara fusion, which obviously, if you know anything about the fusions, he can fuse with another characters. I don't really find it necessary that he would have to need to fuse with any of the characters on his team or with another character to bring in. However, that's just another technique that he has. Healing, Kaioken finish, variations on Kaioken attacks, Meteor Blast, Meteor Combination, Ki Sense, Super Saiyan Power, Telepathy, Adaption, Energy Absorption, Pressure Point Attacks, Mind Reading, Telekinesis, Energy Barrier, Mimicry, Sealing Spells, Discharge, Meteor Impact, Power Stance, power-ups, Dragon Hammer, and of course he has variant transformations like the Great Ape form, the False Super Saiyan form, which is a state in between his normal and Super Saiyan form, the actual Super Saiyan transformation, variations on the Super Saiyan transformations like second grade form, the third grade form, and of course the full powered Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God, a Saiyan Beyond God, which is essentially his normal base form after becoming a god, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, which is essentially a really, I know, extensive name, but it is what it is, and also, if you want to include as canon and use into your own speculated fight, he also has the Golden Great Ape form and Super Saiyan form, Super Saiyan 4 form rather. But seeing as how the adult Goku that I'm using does not have a tail, he will have no need to use the Golden Great Ape or the actual Great Ape and or Super Saiyan 4 forms. So that being said, that's essentially all of the powers and abilities, techniques, and transformations that Goku has that I'll be including in this fight. Wow, that was a lot to go through. I know, it was a lot. I really found it really weird to go through Ryu's and Chun-Li's powers. It was just a difficult time, I know, but it's just, I don't get it. Like, once again, I'm not the biggest Capcom fan, so I guess that has a bullet in not my favor. However, it's just like, how do you pronounce any of these names? How do you even care? I don't really know. I'm not really interested in who really wins because I already know. But it's just, I don't know, I just can never get into it. I don't know why. I guess because I've not really got really into the Capcom Street Fighter video game series as much as others, but that was just me. But that being said, let's get into the actual speculated fight. At the end of the day, I already stated this. Chun-Li would beat Chi-Chi. It's not in her favor. She's just not going to win. It's not going to be in her favor to win. Chi-Chi will lose. Chun-Li is a better fighter. She has more techniques. She has more skill. She's the greatest and strongest martial artist in her specific universe. She's the best. There's no one that can top her. And she has just so much better form that Chi-Chi just cannot compare to. Chi-Chi would lose. I cannot defend her being in this battle. She would just lose. I think it was kind of unnecessary to bring her in. However, in the end of the day, Chun-Li would beat Chi-Chi. It will happen. The rematch, there is no rematch. She would kick her ass again. You know, it's gonna be like a Ronda Rousey fight. It's gonna be done in like 2 seconds. Boom. She fucking throws her over, put her in a guillotine. Bam! Done. Kick her in the face. It's a done deal. She's going to be flying. It's over. However, you get into Ryu versus Goku. Goku is the wild card in this fight, as I like to call it. Which means that because Goku is so overpowered in comparison to these specific characters, once again, keep in mind my subjective opinion. I know there's a gigantic Ryu fan base out there, and I hope I'm not pissing them all off. However, let's just face it, Goku is much more powerful and stronger than Ryu. I've not seen anything Ryu and various medias and various video games and various footage and animations that I've seen that can really topple or be on par with Goku. Goku is a superior fighter. He's a superior grappler. He's a superior martial artist. He has much more technique, much more skill, and much more transformation and power. Of course, you can bring in Evil Ryu or all the other variant Ryus, but that also will not be into Ryu's favor. Yes, he has Hadouken or whatever, variants on the Hadouken. But then, is the Hadouken really going to do anything to a freaking Kamehameha Blast? I don't think so. It's going to be a fucking slaughter when it comes to Goku versus Ryu. I just feel like all he can really do is beat the shit out of him. Or if not, transform to Evil Ryu. Goku, I don't really think he'll necessarily need to transform into any of the Super Saiyan transformations. However, if he did, I think Super Saiyan 1 Max is going to be able to do it. It's a done deal. Goku would just dominate the fight and he would destroy Ryu. Instant transmission him into somewhere else. Destroy him, obliterate him, defeat him in battle. It's done. But then again, let's keep in mind that Goku is a very fun-hearted, he's a good-hearted, and also a naive and gullible kind of a character, so of course he's going to want Ryu to be fighting with him on par. So of course the battle may go much more longer than anticipated. However, without all being said, I don't think it'll be a real slaughter in Ryu's favor. There is nothing in Ryu's favor that really tops Goku's power. The only way I can picture it in comparison and to a fight I've seen before, it's kind of like, if you're a DBZ fan, you know what I mean. It's like Goku versus Oob. That fight I feel like is how the fight between Goku versus Ryu would be. Oob would be a great contender and he has lots of potential. But just like Oob, Ryu would just not be able to cut it. He just does not cut it to Goku, who is a god. He is a god. He is a Super Saiyan. He is a martial arts master. He's a master of his craft. He has mastered his craft. Ryu is a master at his craft. However, it just does not compare. It just does not cut the cheese, if I could be so blunt and so stupid to really use that kind of a term. However, that being said, it doesn't really change the outcome. I feel like at the end, this is a win for Team Goku. Team Goku wins. That's my personal subjective opinion. Now I know there's going to be the people out there who obviously don't like my channel or do not like me as a person and feel like, oh, you're just a Goku dick sucker. You're a fucking bitch. You always like Goku over everybody. Look, if there's a debate here, then there would be a debate here. But there isn't. Team Goku would win. Chi-Chi would lose. I cannot deny that. It's a 50-50 thing with these characters. Chi-Chi would lose, Chun-Li would win. Ryu would come in, fight Goku, he would lose. Chun-Li would fight Goku, she would lose. Maybe they'll fucking team up and then try and battle him as a team in comparison, but they will still lose. There's nothing on their team that can really counterbalance Goku's power, strength, technique, and martial arts skill. There's nothing. Nothing at all. Or at least nothing that I can personally see. So at the end of the day, I don't really think there's a win here with their team. I don't really think their team can really be on par with Goku's team. It was just, I don't know, it was a requested fight and I had to do it, but I just don't really see it being a dominant fight. I don't really see it being a real debatable fight in my personal opinion. I just think it would be a one-sided win. Goku wins. He's the wild card. You think he's just going to let his team lose? He's a freaking he's a competitor. He's going to want to fight everybody, and he's going to want to fight them at their best, and he's going to beat them at their best. At least in my subjective opinion. But that being said, the winner goes to Team Goku. Chi-Chi will lose. I cannot deny that. Chun-Li will beat her. Chun-Li and Ryu combined cannot beat Goku. They'll be great competitors, and they'll be awesome matches. There's no denial, especially with their martial arts skill in comparison to his martial arts skill. It'll be an awesome fight, but it will only be a fun fight to watch. It won't be a dominant battle or versus match, in my opinion. But that being said, that's the end. Team Goku wins. That's just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it. That's why there's a comment section below. Let me know what you personally think and which team could win. Do you think Team Ryu should have won? Do you think Team Goku would win? That's just my personal opinion. Let me know what yours are. You can also follow me on Twitter and use the hashtag who would win, Team Goku versus Team Ryu. And let me know over there. Just forward me a tweet. But overall, comment below and let me know what you personally think. This is the end of Wave 2. It was awesome. It was fun. It was entertaining. And even though I like the idea of this fight, I don't really see the interest in the fight. I never did. There's a lot of YouTubers out there who like the idea of Goku versus Ryu. I don't see it. I just don't. And maybe that's because I'm such a hardcore DBZ fan, or just, maybe that's because maybe I see things with a certain simplicity or whatever. But there's just no real outcome that can have them be on par. I just don't see it. Ryu is just not on par. Yes, they have kind of similar styles. Maybe, yes, they kind of have similar... like the Hadouken and the Kamehameha wave are freaking very similar. But that is where it ends. It's a done deal. But overall, let me know what you personally think. And of course, maybe I'll bring back Ryu to fight another character. And obviously, I'll be bringing back Goku again. Son Goku is... my boy, he's the shit. He's the fucking guy, so of course I'm going to bring him back. However, I do know right off the bat, the number one question everyone's going to ask me, when are you going to do Goku versus Superman? That's like, hands down, the number one requested fight I've been getting since Wave 1. Let me put it out there, once and for all. I will not be doing Goku versus Superman. Of course I'm not. After the whole screw attack thing, rematch, you think I would actually consider doing it? Of course not. And of course, after the terrible and over-exaggerated response I got for my rant video, I'm really not going to do it after that. However, I did talk about this with EvoScar23, and he did ask, okay, well, what would ever happen for you to want to do a Goku vs. Superman fight on your battles? On your segment, on your YouTube channel. And I stated this, and I'm going to state this to everyone and anybody who's listening at home, which is this. If you want me to do Goku vs. Superman, it's not going to happen. However, I will be doing Goku vs. Superman if this one event happens. If Batman is ever featured on Arrow or the CW universe as Batman, not just as Bruce Wayne or just an actor who's allegedly Batman. No, I want a dude who's Bruce Wayne, an actor who's portraying Bruce Wayne, and he's in a cape and cowl, and he's calling himself the Dark Knight. Until the day happens where the CW and specifically Arrow feature him, then I'll do Goku vs. Superman. And the only reason I use that as a reason for not doing it is because if you're a CW fan like myself, or at least a DC fan rather, it's never gonna happen. It's not. Maybe one day. There's a slim chance, but that's it. It's a slim chance. So that's pretty much the only real point I can really put out there. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed Wave 2. I hope you guys were able to deal with the ridiculous simplicity and ridiculousness and terrible unpronunciations of every technique I use for Chun-Li and Ryu. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I just am not a hardcore Street Fighter fan, and majority of the words of their techniques are very hard to pronounce, and I just really can't pronounce them. It's hard. They have like really long, ridiculous names, and they're all the same. Especially Chun-Li. I mean, I'm just saying, like, why give her so many names for her techniques when they're all just kicking? I just don't get it. I don't know. I guess that's because I'm just not a hardcore Street Fighter fan, so it just looks stupid to me. But that's just my personal subjective opinion that, of course, you don't have to agree with, but that's just mine. Overall, Team Goku wins. That's the end of Wave 2. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be bringing back Goku for Wave 3 and other waves on my Who Would Win battles, but he will not be going up against Goku unless Batman is featured on Arrow, which will never happen. And also, this will be the first entry into hopefully many requested team battles. So, of course, if there are team battles that you want me to do, request them in the comment section below. With that being said, this has been Jonch12. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jonch12. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. And, of course, I'll be bringing back this segment in Wave 3. I'm going to take a break. There's a lot of videos that I have in the works that I need to take a break, so this is just going to be the last entry for now, but I will be back with Wave 3. Hope you guys enjoyed the stuff I did in Wave 2. Definitely check out the prior videos, and this has been Jonch12.